volatility is a big topic for us, and we tend to benefit from volatility. So when economy is compressed, CEOs and chairmen of the board are asking their executive teams to cut costs, cut discretionary spend, and pull back and slow decisions down. And companies still have to run their business. They still have to run their IT. So in 2008, 2009, when the financial crisis hit, we actually had two of our best years in the history of the company. Why? Because companies have to cut costs and avoid spending capital. That forces the CIO, who owns the IT infrastructure of a company, to have to look elsewhere to source where they're going to run their IT and where they're going to run their business. If you consider where we are today versus just 5 years ago, if you want to take that data point, we are much better at predicting volatility in our business. We're more mature, we've got better data, we're analyzing. We have a saying in this company that we interrogate data until it confesses. So we study data very, very critically in this company. And so we look at all forms of sensitivity analysis to determine how to make decisions on deals, how to make decisions on acquisitions, how to make decisions on generally anything related to growth. So phenomena like big data are real big secular trends in the industry today. We think that the trend of big data and deep dive business analytics is changing how we just viewed business intelligence and all the suppliers of those types of applications and capabilities just over the last 3 to 5 years. So most companies today, most CIOs, and all the way up to the CEOs, are spending an inordinate amount of time managing and parsing out and holding people responsible for driving decisions based on deeper sensitivity analysis, deeper data analytics, because everybody knows that the information is there in the data. And if you want to get decisions made correctly, you want to focus on the facts. We deal with brutal facts. We're a straight-talking company, and we deal from one single source of the truth. So most companies today have evolved to a single data warehouse where most of their information resides. We operate in all these economies around the world today, so we have to pay attention, and we do pay close attention to these macroeconomic secular trends. And so I would tell you that as we make decisions, we have to really understand and help predict what's going on with these decision makers in these companies today, particularly with the volatile times. It's changing their decision cycles, it's changing their OPEX budgets, it's changing their capital budgets. And so as we plan for capital spending to grow our company, it's completely dependent on our companies that are current existing customers, as well as the new customers that are giving us signals about where the economy is going to go from a secular standpoint, from a trend standpoint. The great thing about being in the technology business that we're in, even in a tough economy, companies still have to run. But investors have become very educated, as well as customers have become very educated. So as we scale and get more mature, we spend a lot of time with those three primary stakeholders, just understanding their needs, understanding what we can do better. And so we spend a lot of time with our customers, as you might imagine, as most companies would, surveying them, talking to them, listening to them, and listening to what they want versus going in and trying to sell our stuff. We go in and start to listen to what they want before we tell them how we can help them. Same thing with investors. My CFO and I spend a lot of time with our investor community around the world to make sure we understand exactly what their inputs are. But there's a great alchemy here of culture between sales, operations, and our customers, and it's why we have such a high growth rate. We have a culture here that's very unique, and it's special, and it's still young. When I think of today's world versus where we were 10, 15, 20 years ago, and I've been doing this for 25 years now, people are changing. Younger generation, there's generation gaps with style and technique. And I think you really have to pay attention and keep yourself adept at understanding the social networking responsibility. I think today, if you just think about how we're communicating with our people and externally and using Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and all these new techniques, didn't even exist 5, 6, 7 years ago. And I think people today are more in tune with home work-life balance. And I think you have to create environments today that allow people to work remotely, work mobile, If you think about the biggest trend maybe we all face today is just mobility. We're all working remotely. We have all these devices to be as effective as you're in the office, and the old, you have to come to work and be there for 12 hours a day just doesn't work anymore.